Before we begin, turn off the lights, and whatever you do, don't look behind you. Welcome to the Nightmare Narratives, where every story opens a door you were never meant to see. Settle in, because the nightmare starts now.
When Ethan Miller landed at Chicago O'Hare International Airport, night had already swallowed the city. After nearly a year, Ethan was finally going home. A demanding job at a multinational tech company in San Francisco had kept him away from his family in Illinois. No visits, no holidays, not even Thanksgiving. His parents had been deeply disappointed. But this time, he finally managed to get a few days off for Halloween weekend, and his family had been eagerly waiting for him. As soon as he stepped outside the terminal, Ethan called his father. "I'll be home in about 3 hours. I'm grabbing a cab now." Outside the airport, the taxi stand was overflowing. Halloween travelers, late-night arrivals, exhausted faces everywhere. While waiting, Ethan noticed something strange. A short distance away from the official taxi line, under a flickering streetlight, stood an old, weather-beaten cab. The paint was peeling, the headlights dim. No passengers, no movement, until the driver slowly turned around. Ethan approached cautiously. "Hey, is this cab taken?" The man turned fully toward him, and Ethan froze. The driver's eyes had no pupils, only endless darkness. His face looked hollow, as if life had been drained from it long ago. His clothes were outdated, torn, and smelled of decay. In a harsh, echoing voice, the man said, "I've been waiting to see who would finally ride with me. Nobody wants an old cab anymore." Every instinct told Ethan to walk away, but the official taxi line behind him was endless, and the thought of his parents waiting at home made him hesitate. He gave his address. The moment Ethan stepped into the cab, the driver smiled, a crooked, unnatural smile, like someone who had finally claimed a prize. "My name is Silas Graves," the driver said. The cab pulled away. After a few minutes of silence, Silas spoke again. "You know what tonight is, don't you?" "Halloween," Ethan replied. Silas let out a low chuckle. "Tonight, the boundary between the living and the dead weakens. Spirits return, especially those with unfinished business." Ethan scoffed nervously. "That's just superstition." Silas didn't respond. He only stared at Ethan through the rear-view mirror. Soon, the cab left the interstate, turning onto a narrow, unlit back road surrounded by trees. "Why are we leaving the highway?" Ethan asked uneasily. "Shortcut," Silas replied calmly. "You'll get home faster. Your mother, father, and younger brother are waiting." Ethan's heart skipped a beat. He had never mentioned his family. The cab finally stopped in front of a small, isolated house. Faint Halloween lights flickered outside, plastic pumpkins, dim candles glowing weakly. "Wait here," Silas said. "I'll be right back." Minutes passed, then more. Ethan stepped out of the cab, and dread washed over him. There were no neighboring houses, only dense woods and an old cemetery stretching behind the property. Calling Silas's name, Ethan walked into the house. The moment he crossed the threshold, the illusion shattered. Cobwebs covered the walls, dust lay inches thick, the air reeked of rot and death. Suddenly, slam! The door shut behind him. Darkness swallowed the room. Hands shaking, Ethan turned on his phone's flashlight. The beam swept across the room and stopped. Silas stood in the corner, but this was no man. His head faced forward, while his body twisted backward. His legs were bent unnaturally. His eyes were black voids. In his hand, an old rusted knife, dried blood clinging to its edge. Laughing, Silas spoke, "I told you, spirits return tonight. I return every year." Ethan whispered in terror, "You brought me here on purpose?" "Yes," Silas replied. "Every Halloween, I drink the blood of the living, 5 souls, and I receive the devil's blessing, immortality." He stepped closer. "I was a cab driver once. I killed before I died, drained them, buried their empty bodies. After I died in a car crash on this road, I was cursed to return every Halloween night." Ethan turned to run. The knife flashed, and everything went black. When Ethan didn't return home by morning, his parents contacted the police. His phone's last location led officers to an abandoned house near an old cemetery. Inside, they found his body, throat slit, completely drained of blood. A senior officer sighed. "Every year around Halloween, we find one body here. This house belonged to a cab driver named Silas Graves, who died years ago in a crash. No one knows how the bodies keep appearing, but locals warn, if you're at an airport late at night and see an old cab waiting alone, never get in."